Hello and welcome back to Second Take Movies, a podcast where we give movies a second look, second chance, second take, if you will. I'm your host, Preston Jenkinson, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jake Twito.
Yep. Tell you.
And a dog.
Yeah. He won't let me stop petting. If I just stick my arm there, he's just going to come prod his head here in a minute. So, little jerk.
We are continuing our look at Zack Snyder's second chances with Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition. They added more colons onto this thing.
I need a new colon after watching this.
Yeah, I started watching it last night, and I was like, "Oh, he made this shit 4:3 too." I was like,
"Yeah." I forgot about that when you text me. The scene I was on was it, and I went, "Ugh, no, it hasn't been this the whole time." And then I remembered, oh, next week it's in 4:3.
Yeah, the whole 4:3.
Just fantastic.
Which it is an IMAX ratio, like whatever. But you redid this thing and put it on a streaming service.
Yeah, and and when the stuff gets going, you don't really. I don't know. Like I didn't pay until you text me. I didn't notice it even, if I'm honest. I don't know if that's bad on me or what, but
yeah, this particular movie,
the next,
not like Transformers: The Last Night where it switches in between the scene. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Yeah, I have. Unfortunately,
the aspect ratio just changes in the middle of a scene, like from actor to actor in a conversation, and I'm like, what? Was Michael Bay high? What was going on?
Yes. Yes, he was.
Would not surprise me.
Walking around beating some girl or something.
Yeah. But the story of this one, if I could get my notes back open, fearing the actions of Superman are left unchecked, Batman takes on the Man of Steel while the world wrestles with what kind of hero it really needs. So,
sorry, positive review.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely, that fits.
Mm-hmm.
This is, again, going in the next week too. This is like 5 movies in one.
Yeah.
It's 5 movies that could have been really good movies.
It's trying to tackle too many subjects. Like there's a Batman movie in here, and then there's a Man of Steel 2.
I forgot this movie opens on the start, like how Batman started.
Yeah.
Like there's an origin story at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah, why do we need that? We don't need that for the 100th time. Like,
no, we don't
at all. But the reviews, the positive one from USA Today, Brian Tuitt says BVS will please those either waiting for the two main players to lock horns on a movie screen or those who just been pining for Wonder Woman forever. And for the nerdier crowds, a fleeting glimpse at other superheroes hints this is the dawn of something potentially sensational.
Pining for Wonder Woman is the worst collection of words because that dude is definitely horned up for Wonder Woman.
He was bricked up for Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Robbie Collin from The Telegraph with our negative review. No major blockbuster in years has been this incoherently structured. This seemingly uninterested in telling a story with clarity and purpose.
This movie's been out or getting planned since 2007.
Yeah, like there was like
when I Am Legend came out.
Yeah. It's a billboard in the background of that movie.
Which they got the logo, one of the logos pretty right. Like,
yeah. I remember when they announced it at Comic-Con, and the guy that plays the secretary or whatever in this movie that turns out to be Martian Manhunter in Justice League.
Yeah.
He gets on stage and he reads that speech from The Dark Knight Returns, where it's like Batman with his hand on Superman saying, "I want you to remember who beat you," or whatever. And I feel like Zack Snyder read that comic book and only remembered the part where Batman put on like a suit of armor.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
To me, that's. I mean, I'm not a huge comic book nerd. I don't really like DC. I love Batman.
Yeah.
I hate Superman with a passion. I think he's the dumbest hero, but he's also great. I hate the invincible hero,
Uh-huh.
which kryptonite, whatever. But like,
Kryptonite and magic. That's about it.
yeah, come on, he's God. I mean, that's what the whole
Yeah.
movie premise is. But
Which
yeah, I just feel like Zack Snyder, like you said, was like, I read the last page of this comic series. I loved it. We're
Yeah.
making it. And kind of threw away. I mean, like, I know enough of the lore or whatever else from nerds that
Yeah.
talk about it, but this thing misses the mark. I mean, like, we were texting back and forth, like, Batman straight up kills people.
He's a murderer.
It's not, not just kills, murders. Like, Batman doesn't do that. I mean, he kills people, yeah. But I mean, that was the whole moral compass of the Dark Knight series with Chris Nolan.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to kill. So, I don't know. Yeah. And Superman does the same thing. I mean,
he straight up murders that terrorist in the beginning that has Lois Lane.
Oh, yeah.
Right through a wall.
Killing everyone, which we're getting dark. DC's dark. I'm like, yeah, for no reason.
Yeah. But
yeah, this sucker starts with the flashback.
Yeah.
And it sucked.
We get it. Batman is 80-something years old at this point. We know his origin story. We don't need to see it for the 5th time or 10th time.
Or if you show it, do something strangely different.
Do something different.
Yeah, but no.
We know the pearls and the gun and the fight, and then he gets shot, and then he's a sad little orphan boy. We get
and he run away, fall into a hole, bats pick me up.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite things about the Batman that came out last year was it just started. He's Batman. Like, it's second year of Batman. You know Batman. You know what happened to Batman. Let's move on.
Yeah, movie starts and you just hear something's in my ass.
But then at the funeral, there's a funeral for Thomas and Martha Wayne. Martha will be brought up later. He falls into a hole. Is this supposed to be a dream sequence or like?
Yeah, he says he blacks out when he lands down. That's all Jacob's Ladder scenario. He dreams it. He says it like, when I woke up from the dream, I was out, but I swear I flew away from the light.
Yeah.
I mean, like, see it later. Zack Snyder's got a thing for dream sequences. So
yeah, slow motion dream sequences, and
there's not a lot of slow-mo in this sucker.
There's not. No,
I tallied it. It's 5 sequences. That's it.
At least none that I really noticed.
I think he flat out, someone said, all you can do is make movies like 300, and he took it to heart, which I wish he didn't.
Like, you're good at crafting fight sequences. I'll give him that. Like, he's good at figuring those out. It's the
everything else.
Yeah.
Here's my second issue.
Okay.
You get that junky flashback, and then you have Batman's version of what happened in Superman.
Oh yeah.
What in the world? Why is Bruce Wayne just driving into, like?
Why does he get to fly? I mean, I guess because the quick answer is because he's billionaire. But he just flies into Metropolis on a helicopter that is already being the city's already being torn apart between Zod and Superman.
Are we supposed to believe he's not Batman at all yet?
I guess
Bruce Wayne just.
I mean, I guess it's a scene to show you that he's Batman no matter what, even if he's.
That whole scene's so stupid.
I do like the scene where he runs into like the smoke and the debris.
Oh, I do. Sorry, I love how it looks. I think it's awesome. But the whole
but the whole characterization of him just running into the debris is like, good job, Zach.
Yeah, there's so much of that where I'm like, you did a good job with this. Like, this 1% in this entire scene looks rad or is awesome.
Yeah.
Everything else just sucks. Which, I mean, some movies, like, yeah, you can look past it and be like, yeah, that was just rad. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's John Wick. Even though John Wick's the greatest thing on earth, I'm just gonna
Oh
go
yeah.
ahead and tell you. But I don't care. The story's kind of dumb. I don't care.
It's
No.
that those movies have like great world building with like the gold
Yeah.
coins and how the whole assassin economy works, and
So freaking good. I take it back. That movie is good all the way around. There's
those
no
movies are all great. They're not perfect, but they're great.
um but I don't know. The beginning is it's just so weird. Like
Yeah.
he hates Superman because he caused all this. He didn't cause all of it.
No.
Yeah, his laser eyes may have
He did
messed up.
ruin a city.
He did what?
He did ruin a city, like,
Oh yeah.
pretty
Yeah, but
much.
was it him or Zod?
It was both of them. Like, they were throwing each other into buildings, like,
Yeah.
carelessly punching each other and flying into stuff. And what's even more hilarious is his employees need a call from him to say, "Hey, get out of the building."
Yeah, he's a tyrant. He does not let his people leave. They're like, "Mr. Wayne, I need to use the toilet." No, you'll wait.
Get out of there! Your whole city's falling. I did not need to wait on you to tell me that.
Yeah, that. But you know
Yeah.
what? He got it. They got it.
They they left, and then the one guy stayed for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's like a boat thing, man. He goes down with the ship.
Yeah.
Was the original movie rated R?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
This got a R rating because the one F word and that
And
blood.
heightened blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought about that while I was watching it. I was like, there's moments where I'm like, there's no way this was R. I don't remember it being that. But kind of sucks watching this. So I'm like, if it's rated R, you could have really turned the ante up on a lot more. But yeah, it goes from that stupid second flashback now to the Middle East, right? Where she's
where Lois Lane is interviewing a warlord.
yeah, Isla Fisher is doing a solid job in this.
And it's Amy Adams.
Amy Adams. Oh, I kind of, I don't know. I'm going to hold off on what I was about to say. I'm not going to be a villain today, right now. But that is also just stupid. Like,
you killed Jimmy Olsen, like Superman's biggest fanboy, and you turn him into a CIA agent who gets killed within the first 20 minutes of your movie.
Done.
Why'd you kill Jimmy Olsen?
I've got nothing positive, so
it baffles me, like decisions that were made. It's like, oh, let's introduce Jimmy Olsen. Like, okay, he's a little different. He's capable. Oh, he's CIA agent now. Oh, that's pretty cool. Bang.
Yeah, die, boy. I don't know, man. There's just so many weird choices. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but that whole warlord scene. I mean, there's one payoff of it is she gets the bullet. That's it.
And this is all supposedly ties into Lex Luthor's plan to manipulate either Batman or both of them. I guess this was for Superman to like turn the world against Superman to make him like. His plan just seems overcomplicated.
Yeah, so does the actual character in this movie.
What a fucking
Lex Luthor's not that complicated. Like,
no,
he's a simple villain. He's a good villain.
Yeah,
but
a guy that works for him finds kryptonite in the ocean. I don't know if that's before the Middle East or after.
That's right after. That's the next scene.
Yeah. Basically, that whole scene was to set up Lois Lane gets a special bullet that's only made by LexCorp, and Lex Luthor's trying to frame Superman for burning an entire village in Africa or something.
How does he say Luthor in this movie? They say it's stupid.
Luthor is like the pronunciation of it.
They do something bonkers, and I can't remember what it was. I tried to write it down and went, I don't want to remember this actually. Yeah, that whole I don't know. I don't know if it's this cut. It's only 30 extra minutes or 31.
Yeah,
but there's just so much that happens that's like, wait, what is happening now? What is this? It's like that first beginning mesh up of just
Mhm.
garbage blends. The only thing I remember after that is uh Lois Lane's in a bathtub and she has it filled up a third of the way full. Magically, it's full, and dumb Clark Kent gets in it with his clothes on, and they flood the apartment while they're
At
doing
least
it.
pick her up out in the tub, dude. Like, you gonna have to clean all that up.
You know, he got laser vision. That's his weakness. That's his weakness. He can't clean.
And meanwhile, Batman is obsessed with finding the white Portuguese, and he's branding criminals, and those criminals get killed in jail. And like, I don't know. I mean, and apparently Lex Luthor is paying those criminals to kill those people with the Bat brand on them. It's like, there's no way this dude has
this
this
much
whole thing,
money, this much
much
power.
money, and this much power, and all this stuff planned out to a T.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now too. I think around this time is when you were introduced to Lex Luthor. This is the worst casting I've ever seen in my entire life.
I
I
don't
like
know.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse
I think
Eisenberg
he's a
great actor.
phenomenal.
What I don't know what he was doing in this movie.
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I think the direction was, okay, remember how you play Zuckerberg in Social Network? Cool. Make him on crack.
I read an article, and this is going to be really offensive to someone probably,
Okay.
because I was so mad about, like, that was the worst part of the movie was him. That was single-handedly the worst.
Yeah.
It said, did Zack Snyder ask Jesse Eisenberg, hey, could you be Mark Zuckerberg, but play him as Lex Luthor and be more autistic? And that was, like, not what he said really. That's the joke someone made.
Yeah.
And then it passed along of, this is what Zack Snyder said.
Oh, yeah. That's
But
usually how that stuff goes. People take
yeah, I mean, like, it is just like, what are you doing? And I don't know. There was that's the worst choice.
He puts a Jolly Rancher in a senator's mouth.
Is it supposed to be funny?
I don't know.
That's where I was like, a lot of times I stopped and went, was this meant to be?
But again,
funny?
it's another overly complicated scene to just set up. Oh, Lex Luthor needs like a import license to bring the kryptonite into Metropolis. Yeah, Metropolis.
Yeah, Metropolis.
That's it. Like, there's these long conversational scenes that, like, he's setting up, like, oh, we've got this stuff, and what happens if Superman, blah blah blah. Like, okay, dude. It just baffles the mind. Like, it's just
What are you gonna do with it? I'm gonna make a weapon for protection against the god.
Yeah, it's like he's obsessed with this god and devil, and
Lex Luthor was not, right? Like, he's just a straight business guy, right?
Like, he was like a cold, calculating, super intelligent villain, which was perfect for Superman because he couldn't beat Superman with strength. He never could. He used his intellect, and this kid is not intelligent. He's manic.
No.
He's crazy.
Yeah, he's butt crack insane.
Yeah, like Lex Luthor in the comics is just like cold, calculated, bang.
I mean, like, what was it? Smallville. Guy that played him in Smallville.
Great. Yeah.
That'd be better than this.
Yeah.
At least he's bald.
Uh-huh. Wait, well, he gets bald at the end of the movie, don't you know?
Golly, that's... Oh, now he's the real Lex Luthor. Never coming back. He will never get used again.
Yeah, well, he shows up at the end of Justice League, but
I can't remember Justice League at all, by the way. So watching it's going to be like brand new.
Well, the original one was hot dumpster fire. Why it did get improved with a 4-hour cut, but that's sad that it needed 4 hours to be improved.
Yeah, I could make a good movie with 4 hours.
You know what we usually call that? A TV show.
Yeah. So Batman, also that you also get your first Batmaning. He goes and
which is awesome.
Catches a guy. and heavily assaults them.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't kill them, but brands them.
Yeah, there's that shot of like the Batarang embedded in the wall, and then way he's like crouched in the upper corner while the cops are in there.
It's the funniest thing. uh, so I'm trying to think of like where the story actually picks up. Clark is getting mad about
Yeah, he's like,
there's a
oh,
vigilante.
there's a vigilante in Gotham, and he's branding people, and those people are getting killed in jail, and it's not right.
But poor Clark Kent can only report on the football.
Yeah, that's not how a newsroom operates.
No, not even in like a comic world. Like,
yeah, like Perry, is it Perry White? Is that his? But
yeah,
anyway,
Perry Fishburne.
yeah, Lawrence Fishburne. He's just like dictating headlines to people. It's like, no, dude.
Yeah, maybe like when Superman came out, like the comic. Sure.
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing they're trying to pair. I don't know. There's no thought in this. No.
So after this, after all that, it's Clark Kent bitching about how he can't report on the Batman. You can tell we really like this movie.
Yeah, I mean, but like even worse. And I remember this whole movie. This only happened to me once, probably, but it's like, what happened in this movie?
Yeah,
I only think about the bull crap.
Yeah,
Bruce finds out that Lex is going through some Russian for weapons trafficking.
Yeah, he figures out that Lex Luthor's involved with whatever's coming to Gotham,
and he's got to go steal something from his house, and then Alfred is like, "Oh, you've been invited to a party.
You got invited to a party."
Alfred ranking between the 3 modern Batmans, 1 to 3. Michael Caine is number 1, I think.
Caine, Jeremy Irons, Andy Serkis.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Same page. We're good.
Like all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because you just need an old British dude. I mean...
Yeah. Andy Serkis is a little bit lower than the other 2, but...
Yeah.
Also, just because I want to hate rant here, the actress that plays the Senator Finch, the woman, I can't stand her, man.
Holly Hunter?
Yeah, can't stand her. I don't know what it is. I immediately was like, I can't stand this.
Yes, it's something about her voice, and that's something she can't control, but it's like...
It's because she's from Georgia. So if you're listening and you're from Georgia, your accent sucks. Go eat a peach. South Carolina has more. No. And this concludes our segment of Suck It, Georgia.
Suck it, Georgia.
I just love, so they have the whole build-up scene, too, where Lex Luthor and her interact in his office.
Yeah.
And he's like, look at this picture. It should be upside down. It's the demons coming for this.
If he had this whole... I'd just leave. I was like, this is a little fucking weirdo. What are you talking about?
Someone shoot him.
Yeah.
This movie could be... one of my notes is, this movie could be resolved in less than 3 hours. 1, shoot Lex Luthor. 2, why don't you guys just talk?
Yeah. But no, he has to go on this long monologue about, oh, my daddy didn't let me in the study, and now I've flipped his picture upside down, and now the gods come up from hell and demons come from above, and blah blah.
Let me import my special terraforming metal stuff, please, so I can protect. He didn't even need to. That's the thing. That's the dumb thing of this. He doesn't need the permission. He sneaks it in anyway. Why would
he just smuggles it in? Yeah.
I'm guessing it's so he can get invited to the council meeting that he later intervenes with and sabotages, which
just kills everybody.
I'm telling you, I don't like the actress. I don't like the character or whatever of Holly Hunter, you said?
Yeah.
But what a stupid that whole scene of the courtroom. I know we're skipping, but yeah. So I guess the big shocker is this is when I started to remember, oh yeah, this movie is just a setup for other movies. Because here's Dinah Pierce all of a sudden.
Its tagline is Dawn of Justice. So like, but anyway, we're back at the party at Lex Luthor's house.
Yeah, Clark Kent's gotten invited by name because
Yes.
some person wants him, and it's like, yeah, I know Henry Cavill. It's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Clark Kent's a nerd. No.
Which is hilarious to me. Like Perry's just constantly picking on Henry Cavill. Is like, I mean, he's Clark Kent, but I mean, even with the glasses on, it's like, have you seen him?
Just like the Watchmen. So you're telling me with the glasses, no one knows who you are? That's a
Sure.
whole Superman problem, but whatever.
Well, did you see that Corridor Crew episode where they
Where
did
Jake
that? That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I want him to do more stuff like that. There was another one where he Batmans that was great.
Yeah.
Where he just disappears.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Anyway,
that party, Batman, Bruce Wayne eventually sneaks downstairs to try and steal data from his machine.
His little gizmo stole by Wonder Woman.
Yeah, you know what? She's great in this movie. I'm rolling my eyes. Only just like the best parts of this movie are her, and Batman.
Yep,
that's it. Everything else sucks. Wait. Okay, when does the dream sequence happen? Because I've got an idea.
It's when he goes. We go to another party at a fucking museum, and he gets it back from her after a long, lengthy conversation.
Yeah, they go look at Alexander the Great's sword, and it's a fake because the real one's sitting under the.
Like, oh, cool! Y'all know shit. Good for you.
Logan walked in the room when I was watching that part, and I paused it, and she goes, "Did I watch this movie?" And I said, "No, you didn't." And she goes, "I think I have." And I was like, "Oh no, you watched Wonder Woman 1984." It's
oh god,
like that movie is legitimately that scene. The whole movie. It's just we're in a museum. Look,
yeah. Like to go from Wonder Woman, the solo movie, which is amazing,
to that weird
1984 is like, what happened to y'all?
Obviously cocaine didn't come back in style because that's not what did it. The cocaine movies are awesome. This one's bad.
But like with the amazing cast that they have in 1984 is like
should have been amazing.
Yeah.
I think her theme pops.
Yes.
Yeah, her theme pops when he looks at her in the old picture. No, it's after this.
Yeah.
So I'll wait.
For some reason, he has all. Anyway, he downloads it his little bat computer. Then
the dream.
The Flash pops in.
My whole thought here, they should have done this entire movie like that dream sequence. Make it an alternate world where Batman's got a gun and Superman's got an army. Do an entire movie like that.
That was Zack Snyder's original intention with Justice League. It was supposed to end like the new Justice League does, where they killed Steppenwolf and send him back, and then Darkseid comes, decimates everything. And the second there was supposed to be a Justice League Part 1 and 2, first one ends where Doomsday comes down to Earth. This Part 2 was supposed to be like that Mad Max.
God, that'd be
everything
awesome.
where they send Barry back in time to try to fix everything.
I mean, that would have been a way better.
Yeah, but
yeah,
there was a sad set of circumstances where Zack Snyder's daughter killed herself, and
was that his daughter?
Yeah, and then
I didn't realize that. I thought it was just a family member.
Warner Brothers forced him out of the movie by using his daughter's suicide as a way to say, "Hey, maybe you need to step away."
You don't think Warner Brothers is like crooked at all, right? I mean,
oh no, absolutely.
They don't just cancel stuff for tax purposes and lie and
right. No,
they don't take dream sequence
off of HBO Max. They don't do that.
No, they don't take a regular show off either. Dadgummit.
Why would they do that, Jake? Why would they take Westworld off of HBO Max?
Yeah, and I haven't finished it yet. Freaking scum.
I don't know if you can tell. I'm a little sour about that.
Warner Brothers, more like weary butthole. Wet butthole. There we go. Yeah.
He has this weird dream sequence with parademons, and they're
so awesome.
Superman has taken over the world because Lois Lane is dead.
That is flat out Zack Snyder at his finest right there. That is him. That is Sucker Punch over again.
Yes.
Like, yeah. this is what you do. You do this like
Sepia Tone's
absurdity.
deserted world where Batman leads a resistance against Superman.
Oh, it was so good. But then, like you said, the Flash wakes him up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, probably one of the greatest modern themes in the world is the Wonder Woman theme.
Yeah. Because
That
on this file is all of the. What is that?
this helped. Well, there used to be a lot of synths in here. This is a rack. This was used in the Wonder Woman franchise.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Junkie XL sold a lot of his gear.
That exact one or
that
one.
one. Yeah, that doesn't make sound though. It just gives power.
Oh,
but
I know it was like a little Asian lady with an electric cello or something.
There was a lot when he had. There's a lot of effects that went in it. It's called a Euro rack. But I sold all this stuff because I just couldn't do it. But yeah, I bought it. He had a sale online, and I bought a ton of stuff from him. So kind of fun. Like, oh yeah, it's there. I need to sell it, but because it's just sitting there. I think even you came here as a footrest for me. It doesn't make sound, but
that doesn't get opened until he sends the files to Wonder Woman towards the end of the movie.
Yes.
You remember they stopped the movie dead to introduce the Justice League members.
Yeah.
So
that's. I'm trying to think where after that. So then he's like, Lois Lane is the key. He's got to figure out who and where she is because of his dream.
Yeah.
So he goes after her, right? Like that's where he gets the like. It's kind of like Tony Stark having the reoccurring nightmare. He's got to make action now, so he's going to go steal that stuff.
He goes to steal the kryptonite from Lex Luthor.
Which, man, that security footage of him doing the swoop and grab up.
Why can't we get that sequence in the movie?
Do more of that. That wasn't in the movie?
Well, it was, but it was like one security thing. Like you didn't get a sequence.
Do a whole movie of that.
Breaking into Lex Luthor's thing.
So stupid.
Again, there's 3 movies in here.
God, and they missed out on all 3.
Yeah, but we do get a pretty good sequence with the Batmobile.
Oh, that was rad.
Because that's how he figures out it's at Lex Luthor's place. Is he tracks that convoy,
and then you get
all
a lot of people. That's where you get the first. That's where you get the trailer scene of the 2 of them facing off head to head. That's
a pretty awesome shot when like Batman's flying around that corner and he like floors it into Superman and just boop.
I love it's so corny, but immediately you're like, oh yeah, Batman's a bad dude.
Yeah.
And like Superman's like, don't come the next time it shines, and he goes, do you bleed?
Do you bleed?
Which, yeah, he's like an octave too low for anyone to hear, but you're back. All right. But give us more of that.
They put lifts in Ben Affleck's shoes to get him eye level with Henry Cavill.
Oh, I knew it because that's a short. I had a feeling just
like that scene where they're like face to face when they face off towards the end. It's like they had to put lifts in Ben Affleck's shoes, which is hilarious.
Hey, Mr. Affleck, here's an apple box. Take a step on this. See? I don't know why that page boy came out. Then you get the greatest scene of all. Guy in the wheelchair, and I'm blanking on his name.
Wallace.
He gets coaxed with a new wheelchair.
Yeah, he gets
to go speak to.
Yeah, this random billionaire bails you out of jail and gives you a wheelchair. Not suspicious.
Nothing can be wrong with that.
Yeah, not suspicious at all.
You get that stupid congressional hearing.
Oh my God, yes. This is what I want from a Batman and a Superman movie is a congressional hearing and like Holly Hunter turning around peach tea that's got piss in it.
I like how she gets scared then.
Yeah.
Like she's been a total like, she's been the thing the whole time,
right.
No, she didn't, it's that like, oh, he stuck tea in here. Oh, what else can he do? It's not that hard to go in there. I mean, in January 6th, a ton of people ran in one of those places. It's not hard.
They basically held the damn door open for him.
Man, all you gotta do is walk in backwards and tell them you're leaving. That's a never mind. But
like I would feel the security because he had to put it up there just before the meeting. Like,
yeah.
so like the security around the place, you would hope around the conference room, boardroom, whatever you want to call it, would have to be pretty up there. Like, for some reason, he has a reserved spot at this free hearing, but you know.
I know there's a twist, not even a twist, but like Superman shows up for his own hearing, and then the guy's wheelchair blows up. There's a bomb in it. Go figure. The twist is it was made with lead, or there's lead shielding, so he couldn't see through lead.
Yeah.
So if Superman's beating himself over, he can't save everybody. Boo hoo. We've done this before. Like, who cares, man? You should just freaking Homelander this and kill them all. Let God sort them out.
They fixed it with this Ultimate Edition. They fixed because in the original movie, like he just fucks off and just leaves.
Really? I can't remember the original compared to this. That's my downside this time.
In the original, it's just a shot of him taking off right out the building.
Yeah. So this one, he actually helps people out.
Yeah.
See, what's screwed up though is the guy, the medic's like, "Hey man, you might want to get out of here. You're kind of just in the way at this point."
Yeah.
So he leaves
because he's trying to help
anybody else at.
Yeah, he's trying to help because he's Superman, and he's like, "Hey man, good job, but like we got it." Like,
yeah, you can't just medical someone.
It's a little character moment. It's like, okay, just because you're Superman doesn't mean you need to help with everything.
Yeah. So then he goes and talks to Martha.
No,
before that, Lex goes into the boat. I mean, the ship, the Kryptonite ship, brings his Zod somehow while that's going on, has the fingerprint. Yeah, I was fully like, screw this movie.
For some reason, human blood plus General Zod in goo of ship makes Doomsday.
Which I understand if he knows that knowledge. Like, the ship gives him that knowledge.
Yep.
Joker just walks in and does it. Maybe you're led to believe he's been doing this, but no. That's the first time he'd been there.
And spoiler alert, but in the second movie that Henry Cavill has done as Superman, we get not only Doomsday, but the death of Superman.
Yeah. Permadeath at this. I mean,
it's just his second movie. Yeah.
I hate this movie.
Yeah, it's I used to like it, but then after I watched it again, it's like, oh, huh.
The Batman, I said it again, the Batman sequences, sick. Not enough to save it, but
there's a good Batman movie in this movie.
Yep. Yeah, and you know what? Ben Affleck, not a bad Batman. I'm all right with it.
Good.
No. But, he's a very believable Bruce Wayne, like the washed up one.
Yeah. Ben Affleck, real life at this point, was going through a divorce and alcoholism and decided to go to rehab.
you can go to rehab, or you can play Batman in a terrible movie
and get $80 million.
Yes, I will do that. He goes and talks to Martha.
The worst motivational speech.
Yeah, I didn't think it was motivational, and then I realized,
you can be everything or nothing. Be whatever you want to be. You don't owe them anything.
Cool. I'm not doing squat then. I'm going to go fly around space and fart.
What? Then he flies up to a mountain, has a conversation with his dead dad about a flooding farm and eating cake.
Dumbest sequence.
It's like, ugh, Kevin Costner, what are you doing in this movie?
Getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
I think Luthor kidnaps everyone Superman loves at that point.
Yeah.
Because he's gone, he can go in and do whatever. Yeah. So he gets Lois, gets Martha. The Batman's decided he's going to power up at the same time. He's building the spear, the grenade launcher. I don't think does it show him build his new suit, or does he just have it?
Well, that it's like sprinkled throughout the movie. You see it kind of in the background, like it's ready to go. And
got it.
Here's my problem with that. He has like, I think Luther says he's got like an hour or something to find.
Yeah,
to
1
go
hour.
fight Superman.
From when their conversation started.
Yes. Feel like within 30 minutes, Superman with X-ray vision, super speed, and flight could fly around the city pretty quick.
Yeah.
And find
Joker's not they didn't cover that building in lead.
Right.
So also
and he has super hearing too. Like he could hear his mother.
And we've seen it in the movie.
Yes.
Too. Like it's like, oh, it's
like
known. It's not
by
the way.
From the top of a mountain to downtown Metropolis to keep Lois Lane from falling off of a building. So,
not to extend this podcast, but I'm going to go way back to the beginning of this, kind of, because I don't remember what the deal was supposed to be. I don't know where this falls in Batman's life. One, and that bothers me. I don't know what Batman he is. When he walks into his lair, he's got Robin's suit, I guess, or an old suit saying how the Joker won.
It's supposed to be like the Joker killed. It's the Jason Todd storyline of the Joker killed a Robin. We don't know which one.
What a weird thing to introduce.
I know.
Again, I know it's just like a wink, like look at this, comic nerds. See, but
and I feel like you could justify the reason that Batman has turned into a psychopath and wants to kill Superman with saying, look, I know since Jason or Dick or whoever, whichever one of the Robins it is, I know since he died, you're going through some shit and you've fucking lost it, my guy.
Yeah,
like,
they should have really, really made it clear, like, something's happened to Batman. He's wild now, not just...
Like that scene where Batman or Bruce Wayne and Jared and Alfred are like, oh, if there's a 1% chance, we must take it as a certainty, blah, 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 blah. Use that, be like, hey, you fucking psycho. You've lost it.
No, instead, Irons is like, have another drink, sir.
Yeah. Take another shot, my guy. But it's like, since Jason has died, or whichever Robin they chose, like, you've been slowly, like, losing it.
Ben Affleck said, can we not have that in this scene? Because that's happening to me in my real life, and I don't want to have this repeat in the movie. Sorry, that's awful. But don't worry, Preston.
Yeah.
From all this, you get the titular fight. Batman versus Superman.
Which starts out with just Superman, like, trying to explain it. You don't understand. Fucking say it. Like, Lex Luthor has my mom. He's trying to make me fight you, or he's going to kill her. Just say it. Again, hesitation.
Solving this movie in 15 minutes. Shoot Lex Luthor. 2, just talk.
It's not my fault you prematurely named your movie before writing a script.
Yeah. And you know what? If you're going to name your movie Batman versus Superman, the fight scene of Batman versus Superman better better kill. And this was dumb.
Because in Kong vs. Godzilla, they fight one time on a boat. Then they fight in Hong Kong to get against each other, and then together at the very end.
It is one of the worst fight scenes I've ever seen.
It's weird.
You know what was so much better? I mean, I won't jump to what's so much better is what follows. Batman going and saving Martha.
Yeah.
900 times better than the titular fight before.
Like, I will sit through this. It's like the Phantom Menace and the fight at the end of that movie. I will sit this entire movie to get to that point.
Yes, that's some money.
Yeah.
That's I think there's 2 songs in the world that sound similar. When I used to code a lot more, when I was compiling or waiting for stuff to run, I'd always play that and sing it. So everyone in the office was just like, oh God, Jake's compiling. And they knew if I stopped that song early, I was mad. Something didn't work. Little tidbit of how psychopathic I am. Yeah, but so this whole thing's so stupid. and the dumb Martha thing. What? That
I I've heard the interviews of Zack Snyder trying to justify it, and it's like, no, dude.
You
Like,
can't.
there's several better ways to do that movie.
What would have been way better is Lois Lane just showing up and putting sense into Batman.
You can still have that trauma click in of like, he's gonna kill my mom. As soon as he said he's gonna kill my, like, he's got the boot on the neck. He's like, you got to save my mom. And then you don't need Martha. Just because their moms have the same name has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know, man. It's a joke.
I'd be like, who the fuck is Martha?
Yeah, eat it, Martha.
My mom's name is Martha, but like, Martha's not not an uncommon name.
But so I guess it rattles him to his senses. I guess the argument, I haven't seen any of those, but I'm guessing his argument is like he remembered his mom and what he should be about and knew that this wasn't him anymore.
But you could still do that by just saying, hey, he's gonna, like, I get what he's trying to do with, like, to save Martha, but you could still, it has the same impact if you say, you've got to save my mom.
I'll take it to positivity again. That whole rescue sequence, money.
Oh my God, yes.
That should have been an IMAX. Screw this Batman fight. That should have been an IMAX.
Straight out of, like, an Arkham game.
It was perfect. Like, even the jump through the wall to grab a guy and then have his gun.
Oh, yeah.
I was sold, man. I was like, this is what this whole thing should have been.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not that Zack Snyder can't make movies.
No.
It's just he can't make a completely good one.
A coherent one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Watchmen last week was pretty, like, that's a solid, like, coherent thing.
Did he write this movie?
He wrote it.
He didn't.
Maybe
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you one of my problems. Let me do some homework before I actually. I'm gonna keep talking and pretend like I know what I'm talking about. But okay, no, Deborah Snyder did produce The Watchmen.
Yeah, she's produced all of Zack Snyder's stuff. Like, that's his wife.
I was gonna make the joke like
Chris Terrio has written several Transformers movies and The Rise of Skywalker. So there you go.
Yeah, it's this movie was a cash grab.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And that's my problem with DC. And even still, like, I hope James Gunn does better, but DC's flat out like, we got to catch up to Marvel. We got to make that cash.
Yeah, but you know how long it took Marvel to get to the point where we had, like, a huge threat in an Avengers movie? Like, 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that on the third movie, man.
Guess what? We spent our time creating our characters, fleshing them out, developing them from movie to movie to make you care about Thanos coming down the world to snap out half of existence.
No, instead we're gonna rush.
We're gonna, in our second movies where we bring on our Thanos, aka Darkseid, down to the Earth.
Oh,
jeez.
So Superman. I'm trying to remember what happens next. Superman finally gets power. He goes after Lex, where Lex unleashes the turd on him, right?
The cave troll. Yeah, Doomsday.
Yeah, Doomsday. The CGI of Doomsday made me want to just stab myself.
Yeah, I was like,
it looked exactly like the Lord of the Rings CGI from the original movies, but worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that terrible villain.
Because eventually Superman, like, flies Doomsday all the way up into space, I think.
Yeah, and they shoot a nuke at him.
And the government tries to shoot a nuke at him.
And Superman dies. And he's old man Superman in the sky.
Which, again, is from Zack Snyder only saw those parts from The Dark Knight Returns.
Yep.
And they fall back to Earth, and he picks up. Just fly.
They fight.
They fight, and then he picks up the spear. Wonder Woman's there too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you get the rad Wonder Woman popping in.
Motherfucker,
that was great.
You just sent her all that stuff. She's with you. Why would you think she was with him?
He didn't know that's her. Her diadem
or her little
Uh,
diadem right there. Like,
yeah, it blocks
even though
her
he identified
identity.
her in that email.
Yeah, he doesn't know that though. He can't see through that.
Oh
Her
yeah,
kid.
we gotta go back to the moment where this movie decides to stop dead, and we open email attachments that have that they already have their little symbols that LexCorp put on
Oh yeah, yeah.
that doesn't even pick up with any of them. At least in the Aquaman movie, like he's living on the land, like he doesn't live in the sea.
I read another awesome quote that
Uh,
was kind of what you said, like, how the heck doesn't Bruce Wayne know who she is? And the response in this like form chain on Reddit, whatever the right word is for Reddit,
yeah,
was Gal Gadot's legs blinded him with her beauty. She is a goddess. Bruce Wayne was unmeasurable to understand who she was due to her beauty. Man, I've never seen so many people gang up on someone in my life. It was awesome.
I bet you that dude wears a fedora and says "my lady,"
Oh yeah, my lady.
my lady.
Oh,
Basically,
so yeah,
right,
Superman gets the spear,
it's the kryptonite
s-
spear
suicides, I guess.
right in the chest. Old Doomsday stabs him in the chest. Superman dead.
Uh,
Doomsday dead.
yeah, so then
When it picks up in the next movie, it makes that moment better. Like the beginning of the Zack Snyder's Justice League makes that scene a lot better.
that's what I thought, and I was trying to remember when this ended. I went, "How does the next movie start?" I can't
It picks
remember
up right
at
in that
all.
moment.
Okay. Luther gets arrested. I know I'm skipping ahead. Luther gets arrested and Batman goes to see him in prison. Great scene. Perfect.
Yeah,
Money. Luther
he
gets
like
his head shaved. Now he's actually Lex
yeah.
Luthor.
I didn't know they shaved your head in prison, but live your life.
And maybe they buzz it. They don't shave it,
Well, I mean, he's
you
bald.
know? But they balded that boy. They cue balled
Yeah.
him. So Luther's like, you
I'm
can't do anything to me. I'm gonna tell them you're Bruce Wayne.
are you the Riddler now? Like what? Because he's
Let's do that.
acting like Jim Carrey in Batman and Robin as the Riddler.
I like that performance way better than this one even. And that says a lot.
Doomsday is coming. Doomsday is coming. Like, dude, you got something
uh,
coming out your nose. Calm
all of
down.
a sudden, everyone loves Superman again. They're gonna have
Yeah.
memorials for
After,
him.
after Neil deGrasse Tyson and an Indian dude argued about him on the news or whatever.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a hot take. I don't think I like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I don't either because he tries to fucking ruin everything.
Yeah, and Bill
He's like,
Nye, screw him. He's not a scientist. He's just a kid's actor.
right,
Like, suck it, dude. I'm more of a scientist than you are. I pick
right.
my boogers and eat them.
Like
But
Neil deGrasse
um,
Tyson, like gets on Twitter all the time and tries to debunk movies. He's like, "Oh, let's talk about gravity. It takes place in space." Blah, blah, blah. Do you ever think the movie had like a double meaning? You dumb prick. Like,
why don't you go try and make a new nuclear bomb and
like
mess up?
the gravity of the situation. Do you ever think about that, Neil?
Oh,
God,
actually, let's talk about the thought of thinking. The thinking thoughts that make us think never quite proprietary. But yeah,
shut up.
I don't. Yeah, I love physicists. There's a guy named Richard Feynman who helped make the nuclear bomb,
Yeah,
and like those guys, like man, I love reading about them and their antics. And that guy was crazy. He did like
yeah.
he was a celebrity kind of guy, but like no,
It's
what
like Neil, calm down. You know about astronomy, not everything.
you were in the Big Bang Theory, Neil. Congratulations.
Yeah. Jesus. Anyway,
Sorry. Rant aside here, hot take over in this segment of
people,
Jake's hot takes.
people mention Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I have to go off because he's the
I
most
can't
annoying
stand
guy on
him.
the planet.
Martha gives Lois the engagement ring, which that's kind of like the worst thing in the world. Just keep that junk.
Yeah,
Just keep it.
your boyfriend died, but here's the ring that he was about to propose to you with. Enjoy that.
And then all of a sudden, Bruce Wayne's like a failed Superman. Dude, you hated him this entire time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, he's so great now, and now we have to form a team.
And then they do the like bigger
That's the-
cutaway again of
Yeah.
who each one of them are. And then, at the very end, the dirt moves on top of his coffin.
Oh, is he alive? Yes, because fucking
It's Superman.
Henry Cavill signed a contract for multiple movies. Yes, he's coming back.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah.
Sucks for him. He got the bad end of the stick, man. The
He's
Witcher, he's gone.
He's such a good Superman. Well, I think he left The Witcher because he was coming back as Superman.
Yeah, that's right. He did, and then
He promised
they
that he
cut
was
it.
coming back as Superman, and
I
then they
think
were
he
like,
was starting to have issue with The Witcher though, because he's a nerd,
"Yeah,
and I
yeah." He
think he was
loved
like, "What you're doing is too far away from the original. I'm not a part."
Yeah, I because he's a big fan of the books, and
Yeah.
a lot of those writers didn't really read the books.
What they I laughed. There's an interview where someone is like, yeah, he'd come on set and correct scripts.
Yeah.
He's a huge fan of Warhammer.
Yeah, he's
I've
making a
never
Warhammer
played that
movie with
game.
Amazon.
Is he? I was about to say he needs to wait, who's making it with him?
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay, I thought you said Neil whoever did District 7 or
Neil
9.
Blomkamp? No,
Yeah,
I
and I was
wish.
about to say, whoa.
I don't even know what
Yeah.
Warhammer is, but I'll watch whatever
Yeah.
Cavill does next.
Happily. But yeah, that was his movie. It was a turd. Turd and a
Yeah,
half. I give it 2.7.
I used to like it a lot more a couple years back, but revisiting it, I give it a 3.
But you know what? I think that you and I talked about it. I think coming back and watch this again, superheroes are just not. I'm burnt out on them. So this wasn't any better for that.
Yeah.
Ant-Man trailer, on the other hand, got me very excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
no. was just incoherent nonsense.
The gravity of knowing that at any point in time I had like 2 hours left, or next week, spoiler alert, when we do Justice League, 4 hours ahead of me. It's like,
which we're doing that, and we're splitting that up. Like that's too much to do in one episode.
Yeah, and then I'm still not going to be drinking at that point, and I'm
you do it
really
January too.
And not even a dry January. Just Logan's birthday's next week, so we'll go out of town this weekend.
Yeah,
and I probably drink then, but it's like, let me just not do that, lose weight, not feel bloated.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's move on to what you watching.
Dude, Last of Us was rad.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I didn't play the game. I played the first 30 minutes of the game.
This
episode was great.
This past Monday when I was off was the very first time I've ever played the game.
But did you watch the show first or play the game first?
I watched the show, and then I had bought when I bought that PlayStation, I bought The Last of Us with it. And I never played it.
It comes out on PC in a couple months, I think. So I'm probably going to do it then.
I'm waiting on this part 2 to come out on PC.
How crazy was it's almost the same thing.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, I get the hype now. Like,
yeah,
because I was like, oh, it's a zombie game. Okay, like what else can you do? That you can do a lot.
Yeah,
it made me. It showed me that The Walking Dead was kind of lazy.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
but
good, man.
The show. It's only been one episode at this point, but the show is amazing.
I was blown away. I was the same thing. I was like, I know how it ends. I know the whole story. Sadly,
yeah. I mean, I know the how the video game ends, but I kind of still want to experience it.
Yep. I think I know. I forgot. I don't want to know. I'm like, how does it end? But I'm just gonna let it be.
Yeah.
So watching that, that's pretty much it, man. I'm trying to think if there's anything big that I've started, but no, I'm think I'm gonna start 1888. What? Yeah, 1899. Thank you. I've been waiting to start it. I probably won't, but that's next on the list.
That's wild.
Dark was the best, so I'm looking forward to it. But
you will not predict how 1899 ends at all.
No, that's good because that's my problem. Like I can predict a lot of twists and stuff, but this one,
you think it's going, and then it goes, whoop, let's go here.
Yeah, I'm down. Those guys do good work.
Yeah.
What you watching? Well, besides playing Last of Us,
finishing up Friday Night Lights.
That movie, I mean that show, they have a huge casting change at some point, right?
Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, it's about a football team, a high school football team. So like, people can't stay around forever.
Does
So
the
like,
coach leave?
the coach Taylor's in it the whole time. Like, it's
Okay, for
basically
some reason I thought he left, but
no, he goes to a different
okay.
school. Like, you follow him to a different school,
Okay,
but
maybe that's what's in my brain.
the a lot of the athletes are in and out of that show. Like,
Yeah.
there's some big names in that show, like Michael B.
Yeah,
Jordan.
that was his no, that wasn't his first. That was one of his first. That was his first
It
big
was
break.
it was like right after you did The Wire.
Yeah. I never watched The Wire, man. I need to watch it.
Aldous Hodge is in it.
Who am I thinking of that else is in there?
You got Taylor Kitsch,
Taylor Kitsch was who I was thinking about.
who's the most Canadian Texan I've ever seen.
You betcha. You betcha. Rat 'em.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's the episode for this week.
Don't watch this movie. Doesn't
Don't
deserve
watch
a second take. No. Let it die. Let all director cuts die after this.
Yeah. Now next week, I think next week will be an improvement.
Yeah, it's still gonna be bad, but it's an improvement.
It's an improvement. It's more watchable than its predecessor, which was
Just
the one that Warner Brothers rushed out that cost $300 million. Like,
Warner Brothers, they do no wrong.
yeah. So if you have a suggestion for a movie you'd like us to do, you can send that to secondtakemoviespod@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram at Second Take Movies. Next week, we'll be doing the first 3 chapters of Zack Snyder's Justice League. And then the other 3 the next week. Maybe. We'll see. So for Jake, I will say we will see you next week.